What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 RAW TV. Today I'm going to talk about something that is a really hot topic in sports, hot topic in the world of celebrities, with everybody who wants to look and feel younger and act younger, and that's human growth hormone, HGH. It's like the biggest thing going now for the last, 5 or 6 years, maybe even a little bit longer. It's not a new thing. I mean, it's new as far as the way it's being used now as opposed to like 10 years ago, but it's not new. So let me start in the beginning. Let's see, like in the mid to late 90s, I guess late 90s, human growth hormone was around in bodybuilding, and the bodybuilders were using some massive dosages of it, obviously, because that's what changed many of the physiques. And when I first saw it, I did see it in the gym. Someone was selling it. We heard how great it was. It was expensive. It was like $1,800 a month to go on this stuff, and it was called Humatrope at the time. Humatrope was made by Eli Lilly. It was a very powerful product. It was legit. There weren't any fakes or knockoffs of it yet at that point, so I decided to try it. And the biggest thing that I noticed with it was it made you leaner. You could eat a lot more garbage and still stay lean. So now you figure, well, if I can eat that garbage and stay lean, I can eat more garbage. The more food you ate and you kept training, the bigger you got and you stayed lean. That was the main thing with it. We never used the dosages that some of these pros used or other athletes because it was so expensive that we couldn't afford it at the time. It was even more expensive back then than it is now. And throughout the years, things changed. There came out, new brands like Nootropen AQ, which was one that was pre-mixed already. It came already diluted because these things come separate, like one powder vial and one vial of sterile water, and you mix them together and they reconstitute it and refrigerate it. Nootropen was the only liquid one that came as a liquid already, and to date, I think still is the only one. I'm not even sure if it's still produced or not. And nowadays things are so different. They're not. It's not just for bodybuilders. People that are wanting to look and feel healthier. Ever since there was it was a story on 60 Minutes one time. I'll never forget it. This dude was like 75, 80 years old, and it showed him he looked terrible. His skin looked bad. He was overweight, unhealthy, all kinds of stuff wrong with him. And he started the HGH therapy. And then lo and behold, within 3 months, he showed this guy climbing a rock outside. He's going rock climbing. And like his hair looked better, his skin looked better, he was lean, he was muscular, he was strong. Like it totally changed his life. And ever since that was put on TV, like 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, people have wanted to use it not for athletic purposes, but for aesthetic purposes, to feel better, to be rejuvenated, like it's the fountain of youth or something. So you're seeing it a lot more now. And doctors are prescribing it a lot more now because they are seeing that as it declines with age, if you supplement it with, synthetic, not all this crap you see with the eyedroppers and pills, and that's bullshit. HGH has to be injected. It cannot bypass the stomach, and that cannot pass through the stomach and get into the blood intact. So all these pills and potions and supplements and bullshit you see for $59 online don't work. It's crap. It doesn't increase your growth hormone. It doesn't do anything. All the amino acids that you see, arginine, ornithine, the original study done with arginine, ornithine, was done with an IV push. Okay, it wasn't supplements, it wasn't powders, it wasn't pills that you took that increased your growth hormone. It was done through an IV in a lab setting that can't be duplicated in the body with something you buy at GNC. So if you're buying certain things at vitamin stores and GNC and all this stuff, and you're hoping that it's going to work like HGH and you're going to get these results, it's not going to happen. The biggest problem I see nowadays with HGH is not that the fact that people want to use it because it's safe. I mean, obviously, if you megadose this stuff like anything else, if you megadose aspirin or Tylenol, you're going to drop dead. So obviously you don't want to use it to extremes like a lot of the bodybuilders are using it. But now China has produced a lot of HGH, and it's a lot of junk HGH. This stuff went from being $1,800 a month back when it first came out to like $150 for 10 weeks. So there has got to be something different in what you're getting from this stuff from China. They call them blue tops, red tops, green tops, whatever tops. They're colored tops on these things, no label on them. And usually they're mail order. You can get them online and stuff. You get them shipped in from China. Now here's another problem. You're getting them shipped from China. If these things get caught coming in the country and you live in America, you're more than likely going to get a call or a knock on your door from the DEA wanting to know why you're importing these things without a prescription, because they are by prescription only in America. So now you're getting a substance that doesn't even have a label on it. You're not even sure how it was packaged, how it was manufactured, and it's cheap. And I've heard of these vials come with 10 IUs to a vial. Back in the day, you could do 2 IUs a day and get great results. There's people now using 20 to 30 IUs of HGH, and they still look like crap. Because the stuff they're getting nowadays in those little vials are not as pure as the stuff you would get from an American pharmacy or the stuff we had back in the day. It's just not the same stuff. So now you got to be careful what you're taking. Are you even getting HGH? You don't even know. You're not getting it from a doctor. You're not getting it from a pharmacy. You're getting it from some dude in China who's probably packaging these things in his house, crimping tops on these things, putting them in little white boxes, and then shipping them out to you overseas. You're never going to see this guy. You wire him the money out there in China. You never meet him. You never see him. You never talk to him. And you get some random thing you're going to reconstitute with sterile water and inject in your body. Does this seem smart to you at all? No, this seems stupid. So now, how would you go about getting a legitimate source of HGH? How do you get HGH that's real, potent, and is going to work and is safe? You go to the doctor. You go to your doctor. Many of the doctors now, there's rejuvenation doctors, life extension clinics, or even some family doctors now. You go to them. They'll run a test on you, find out what your HGH levels are. It's a certain range. They interpret that range. If you're low, they'll supplement your HGH with synthetic HGH injections to bring it back up to the normal range. And now what he'll do is write you a prescription. You take the prescription to the pharmacy, or sometimes you have to use a mail order pharmacy in America. They take the prescription, they give you the real stuff right there. It's all packaged, potent, clean, sterile, everything. Good to go. If you don't need it and you go to the doctor and your levels are not where they need to be prescribed it, he's not going to give it to you. So be aware that if you go to the doctor, you're not just going to walk to the doctor and say, I need HGH, and he's going to give it to you. That's not going to happen. And the reason why I keep saying HCG instead of HGH is a lot of the HGH on the market is HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, which looks similar to HGH in the vial, but costs like pennies to produce. So now what they do is they put the 2 cents worth of HCG in there and sell it to you for $150. Good profit margin, right? That's how they fake the HGH. So be aware of what's out there. HGH, I do feel, is very important as you age to keep levels normal where they are. I do feel it's important to see a doctor for this stuff. And hormone replacement therapy, I do feel, and I do believe strongly in as you age, as being something that can give you a better quality of life as you age and make you go into your golden years when you're supposed to be relaxing, a little more hardcore, energetic, and able to travel and do the things you want to do and have the energy and still feel good and still feel young. Bios3training@gmail.com. Leave those comments down below. www.bios3training.com is the blog, and we're out.